Okay, so I'm starting my hair on freshly co-washed hair. I just washed it in the shower and wrapped it with an old t-shirt that I used to dry my hair. So I let my hair dry some before I proceed because I don't like to do my wash and goes on super soaking wet hair anymore. I just have taken a strong liking to this method here. So I'm just sectioning off my hair, making it easier to deal with. And this is how it's looking so far. This is half of my head already done. And this is how it's looking as it's starting to dry. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I spritz my hair with my leave-in conditioner. You want to make sure that you are properly conditioning your hair, especially for wash and goes, just because, you know, your hair, all of your hair is just out and your ends aren't as protected as they are, you know, if they're tucked away into a protective style. But with this method, I find that I don't have any issues with my ends because I make sure that I use products that are moisturizing and that protect my hair. So I'm just going to tie these sections up and just prepare to work in smaller sections. I will say when you're doing a wash and go, you want to work in small to medium sized sections, preferably, you know, smaller sections, just because you want to make sure your products are evenly distributed throughout your hair. You don't want some parts defined, some parts frizzy, you know. Even though I go for a little bit more volume, I still like to have a good amount of definition. So I work in smaller sections, and you'll see me doing that throughout the video. So I'm spraying it with my leave-in conditioner, and I'm going to go ahead and start to detangle, working from the ends all the way up to the root. Make sure you start with your ends first and then work your way down to the root. Now when you're doing your wash and go, you can finger detangle or you can use, you know, your Denman brush. Some people use a wide tooth comb. Whatever is your method, whatever you prefer, that's totally fine. I just like to use the Denman brush because it's a lot easier for me and it allows me to, you know, get some definition out of it. So the base to my styling, I always use a butter or a curling cream, something thick because my hair is thick and I need something moisturizing for it. So I always use a cream first. I use a cream, I coat everything very well as you see me doing here, especially my ends. I pay close attention to my ends. Product as you feel is necessary for your hair. You know your hair, so you can use a little or you can use a lot, also depending on how thin your strands may be and just how thick your product overall may be. So you want to work that product well into your hair, especially if we're going to be protecting our hair with the cooler temperatures on the rise now. Want to make sure that our hair is properly protected and just moisturized as possible. So now I'm going to go in with my gel or my curling jelly, whichever you prefer, you can use. I'm going to go right on top of that and I'm going to layer it. And I'm going to work that in. You're seeing me detangle it with my fingers now, working that in. And I'm going to use the shingling method. That's when you take just a little piece of hair and you allow your curls to be defined that way. Instead of having such big sections, you're going to pull it apart, almost separating the hair as you would, you know, in your twist outs or any other style. You're just going to separate it and work with smaller sections. This is going to allow for so much movement, so much body in your hair, and you will see later in the video, using the shingling method just gives you so much movement and your hair is not stiff. So doing it again, I've already applied my cream and my jelly. So now I'm just protecting my ends, especially making sure I'm paying attention to them. And now I'm doing the shingling method. Just take little pieces of hair, little sections of hair, and making sure that I'm moving my hand all the way down the hair to make sure that I'm getting that product all the way on there, especially the ends, especially. And the white pieces, don't worry about that. When it dries, it's going to be clear. You're not going to be able to see any of that. So this is how my hair looks when it's all done. I've, you know, applied my product all over my hair, and it's just so flat. This is why I don't like first day hair. It's just so flat and doesn't have that much movement. So this is when I pop my diffuser on, and we are going to create somebody. So I like to use the cool shot button because cool air locks that moisture in. It's going to lock the moisture in. I like to kind of burst it around my hair, and I'll like to take the blow dryer and I'll just kind of free blow the air around my hair just to kind of lock that moisture in and close those cuticles. After I've done enough of the cool shot, then I'll go in on low heat or medium heat and some warm air, and then I'll just, you know, do bursts of that to dry my roots and to make sure that I'm drying my hair, and give it some body. Don't be afraid to shake your hair around. You're not gonna mess it up, you know, don't touch it as much. Now, look at this. Like, this is just the ultimate wash and go to me. So defined, and my roots are so fluffy. This is day one hair, girls. Day one hair. It's moving, it's not stiff, it's moisturized, it's not crunchy. This is the wash and go that I long for. This is just life to me. I love when my hair moves. I love when it's able to shake. And let me know what you think. This is my method, and it's winter friendly. Take care.